As someone that is doing filmmaking on a daily basis, I get a lot of questions on what you need to start filmmaking. And in this video, I'm gonna try to answer this question. Hello everyone, my name is Mariuszgajdzik, and on this channel we talk about filmmaking, photography and everything around it. And today I'm going to talk about 10 things you need as a filmmaker. The first thing is the idea. Idea is something that you need to create something, and without idea you don't have the film. So first thing you need is an idea. And I hope you that watching this video, you have an idea of what you want to make, but you don't know where to start. So you start with the idea, that's good. And now we can go to another thing, which is you're gonna need a camera. And the best camera to start with is your smartphone. Your smartphone is probably capable of recording a video in full HD in 25 frames per second. And that should be enough to start you off with filmmaking. So I think you should start with your smartphone, experiment, and if you get into it, then you should invest in a real camera. It might be GoPro, it might be Osmo Pocket, it might be something like that, or it might be like a proper camera. And there's two I'm gonna recommend you here. Two, not four, two. But if you want to find out more about cameras for a specific budget, let me know in the comments if you want to see that, and I'm gonna try to help you with that with another video. But here I'm gonna give you just two, and for me the best cameras to start with is the Sony a6400 or Canon M50 Mark II. These two cameras are going to be able to provide almost anything you need at the beginning when you want to start filmmaking. I'm using the Sony a7R II. If you want to invest in a bigger camera, better camera with full frame sensor, that camera is pretty good, or a7 III or a7C, or the god of the cameras of Sony cameras, the Sony a7S III, which I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to get. But if you want to just start, you should get one of the ones that I mentioned in the beginning. So you should get the Sony a6400 or the Canon M50 Mark II, and you should be happy with it. Obviously you can get any other camera brands like Panasonic or Fujifilm or whatever else, but I don't know much about them at the moment, so I'm not gonna recommend any of them, because you should basically do your research and find out what camera you need for what you wanna be filming. When you do have a camera already, you should get a lens as well, because if you don't have the lens for it, your camera isn't gonna be very useful. The first an obvious choice is the kit lens. If you get the Sony a6400, you can get it with the kit lens, and if you get the Canon M50 Mark II, you can get it with the kit lens too, and the kit lens should be plenty enough for the beginner. But if you want to get a better lens, you should get the 16 or 18 to 50, hopefully f2.8 lens, so when you zoom in you don't change the light you get on the sensor, and that should be a nice lens to start you with. So like a standard zoom lens on the APS-C, it's going to be from 16 to 18 to 50, and on a full frame it's going to be 24 to 70 or 28 to 75 or something like that. I'm using the Tamron 28 to 75, and I love this lens and I use it most of the time. So that should be the first lens you get, like the most versatile one. If you're going to be vlogging, you're going to need the wider lens, so you should get something like 16 to 35 on full frame, so 10 to 18 on a APS-C, or like I did 17 to 28 from Tamron, and I love this lens and I'm using it at the moment, so you can see how it looks. It's a wide lens, and it's nice for vlogging or filming yourself or that kind of things. But if you want to get on a more of the detailed shots, you should get probably 50, 51.8, 1.4. This is going to be a good lens for close-ups and for a nice bouquet, and it should be nice lens to get as a third one or second one. The next thing is the sound, and here I'm gonna recommend you one mic that I think is the best mic to start, which is Rode Video Micro, and I'm using it at the moment, and you can hear how it sounds. It sounds very good. It doesn't need battery, it doesn't need anything. You just plug it into your camera, you set it up in the camera, and you're using it, and you have a good audio. You can boom it like I did. You can put it on top of the camera and record audio this way. And if you just filming that kind of way, that's good enough. If you're gonna need to film audio wirelessly, you're gonna need wireless mic. But once again, I'm not gonna talk all about it right now. I'm gonna make a video more about the microphones and types of microphones. If you wanna see that, leave the comment below. I'm gonna probably make it anyway, but your encouragement is very welcome. And you're also gonna need the music for your videos. If you're gonna use music in your videos, you're gonna need the legal source of music. And I'm using a Soundstripe music. I feel like it's a really nice service. You need to pay for it, but you get unlimited downloads and you can get really nice music. And there is a lot of websites like that, but Soundstripe isn't that popular, so it's nice because you don't hear the same music in other people's videos like you do with Artlist, MusicBed, Epidemic Sounds, and that kind of websites. I'm gonna recommend you Soundstripe, but if you wanna check out other ones, that's good too. And one source of the music is also YouTube library, but this music is really stock music. It's not really interesting music, so you might want to invest in some nice audio music source. If you have your camera, if you have your lens and audio sorted, you probably wanna achieve a cinematic look, and to get that you're probably gonna need the ND filters. And the ND filters are like sunglasses for your camera, for your lens, and you can basically use them to achieve a proper exposure to your frame rate. So you're gonna be able to set the 1/50th of a second if you're using 25 frames per second, and this is gonna give you this film look that everybody is after and everybody wants in their videos. And if we wanna make our movies look like proper movies, we want an ND filter to help us with that. I'm using the freewheel filters and I feel like they are the best choice for price to quality. I'm gonna leave the link in the description as well, so you can check them out. But you can buy any other ND filters. The freewheel ones are variable, so that's nice because you don't need to change many other filters. You have 5 stops in one filter and 4 stops in another one, so that's really nice. The other thing you might need is the tripod, and here you can get like a photography tripod, GorillaPod, or a monopod, or the video tripod. The regular tripod is gonna give you a static look. The monopod, you're gonna be able to add a little bit of a movement. The GorillaPod, again, static look or like a selfie stick. And the video tripod is gonna give you ability to add a little bit of movement. If you wanna add more movement to your films, you should get a gimbal. Gimbal is a great way to add stable movement to your videos. You need to be careful to not overuse it, but if you want to add a little bit of a movement to your movies, to your films, gimbal is going to be probably the best way to do it. You can basically put your camera on top of a gimbal and it's going to be stabilizing the movements that you don't want, and it's going to make the movements you want really smooth and stable. The gimbal I would recommend here is DJI RSC2. I'm using it with my camera and it's really good, and I would really recommend it. It's really compact, it's really good quality, and it's not one of those more expensive gimbals. It's pretty affordable. So if you want to get a gimbal, you can get any other one, but I would recommend you to get the RSC2 from DJI. So with all this equipment, you're gonna need a bag or something like that to put it inside of it and carry it around. And I'm using the Wandered Provoke 21 liter, and it's a amazing bag, but it's pretty expensive. So at the beginning, what I was using was a camera cube, and I was putting everything that I had in a camera cube and then putting this camera cube in the backpack I was using, like a regular backpack from Patagonia or something. And now I have this backpack and I feel like the backpack is much better way, or a camera bag is much better way, because you basically have everything in the bag and you don't need to worry that you forget something or that you're gonna break something, because those camera bags have a very good protection of your gear too. So it's really important you invest in a good quality bag if you want to carry your gear around. Otherwise, if you don't want to spend too much, you can get a camera cube and just use that in your regular backpack. That's going to be very good too. Just don't put your camera loosely in your backpack, because you're gonna break it. One day you're gonna break it. Don't do it. Invest in some camera bag or a camera cube and protect your gear. And now we get into less of a gear. We're gonna be talking about light, because you need light to make films. Yeah, you need light to make films. But we have a lot of light outside, so we don't necessarily need to buy a light in the beginning. We just need to learn on how to use the light we have available, the sunlight, and we need to figure out how it works and what works good for the filming and what works bad for the filming. So in the beginning, I would recommend you to use the morning light after sunrise or evening light before sunset, and this is the best light to film in. But you should also go in the middle of the day and try to film in this sort of light and see what results you can get and learn how the light works. And then if you're comfortable with that and you need a light to film yourself inside or to film people in corporate videos or that kind of things, you should invest in at least one light and a softbox. And here I would recommend at least to get the Godox SL60 or Sokani X60, and it's a good light to start with. It's not very expensive and you can sort of get into the lights from here, and you don't need to invest a lot of money in the beginning. I'm using the Sokani X60 and it's a really nice light for filming inside of your house or filming interviews. I'm still using it and I don't have many more lights. I usually rent them if I need anything more powerful. You're also gonna be needing a computer with the software for editing and with a lot of storage space, because when you start filming, you're gonna find out it takes a lot of space on hard drives. When you're filming films and when you're editing them, you're gonna need a lot of storage space. You're gonna need a lot. Believe me, you're gonna find out soon. Yeah, you're gonna need a computer for sure. Unless you want to edit on your smartphone or on a tablet, you can do that too. But you're gonna also need a software for editing. I'm not gonna recommend you anything here. I've used quite a few of them. I'm gonna be making a video comparing the most popular options on the market. So if you don't want to miss it, you should subscribe and ring the bell, because you don't want to miss it. And I think this is it for this subject. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you can watch more of videos like this. Also check out my Instagram. If you like this video, you hopefully gonna like my Instagram too. I post a lot of photos, videos, backstages and that kind of things there. So I hope you follow that too. And I think this is it for this video, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye.